here. Just wanted to hop in real quick to let you know this is a bonus episode where Squeaks and myself go over our favorite Overwatch characters. This is not a top 5. We are filling out a tier table. I'm going to call it that. You know, if you're a gamer, you know it's the S rank thing. So we're going to be doing that. Just a heads up, this is a super kind of inside baseball episode. If you're an Overwatch fan, you may take enjoyment out of this, but we go deep on every single character in Overwatch. So if you're just one of our fans that you know likes us in general, maybe you're a fan of movies or whatever, this might not be your favorite episode. But if you're an Overwatch fan, let us know your opinion. Did we mess things up? I have a feeling we did, because there's even between us, we're not agreeing. So let us know how we did. Give us your opinion. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Super excited for the rest of the month you guys got ahead of you. It is so much content coming your way. It is fantastic. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it and hope you enjoy the show. All right, let's. So that's it for Esports Desk. We're going to be moving into the finale of this show. We'll first talk about Overwatch's anniversary. They have an anniversary event going on right now. Overwatch started in 2016 on May 24th. So over the next 2 weeks, from May 19th to June 9th, you guys could be celebrating their anniversary event. During this time, you could unlock any skin in the game. So think you got that Halloween skin, which I just bought, that you've really been wanting and stuff like that. And you're like, shit, but I wasn't playing on Halloween. Grab it right now, guys. Just get out there and play. They have some brand new skins that are unlocked. So you have one for Zenyatta, Ashe, and Bob, of course, gets the matching one. Wrecking Ball, Mercy, and Reaper. I really like the Mercy skin. It's like this dragon skin. It's really cool. These skins can be purchased with coins, so 1,000 coins usually, or through anniversary boxes, which you can unlock as you play. There's also going to be 3 time-gated skins. These skins are unlocked on a weekly basis. So you have, you have Fiber Sigma, which is the first week. Then you have Fleur de Lis, Widowmaker, and lastly will be Masked Man McCree. You get those by winning 9 games, and in the process of winning the 9 games, you unlock little, spray paints and icons and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a really fun event. You and me have been playing, again, carrying our teams. I think it's got to be my favorite event just because you get so much of everything. And it's celebrating itself. It's not celebrating Halloween or something like that. It's celebrating itself.
Oh, for sure. This is by far my favorite event for the fact that we can unlock every event box. This is the event where I do spend money. I've already spent some, and I didn't get everything I wanted. So best believe I'm going to pull my wallet out and spend some more.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the event I look forward to every year. Now I'm hoping they kind of like do something like this as we transition to Overwatch 2. I don't see why not. Let's celebrate Overwatch coming together instead of from the very beginning instead of just like a new anniversary for Overwatch 2. So hopefully we keep this still time frame. But yeah, favorite event by far.
I could almost put money on it that Overwatch 2 will release next year this time.
Oh man, I'm really hoping for this year release though.
No, well, I mean, everything's been delayed as it is, but then you got to think of like BlizzCon, what they would announce at BlizzCon would be all the details from Overwatch 2, and then like coming in May,
Dang, the exact day.
I think that'd be cool. I mean, that way they could use the event again. That way we're not having 2 anniversaries a year.
For sure, yeah.
All right, so let's do this, guys. This is our first time doing a tier table, I guess you'd call it. So we're going to go through, if you guys are not familiar with this, it's a table that goes from S, A, B, C, D, with the rankings. And then we're going to rank our tunes as we go along so that you guys can see what we think are the strongest, most useful tunes in the game, and then what's on the bottom. So I'm looking at you, Lucio. I hope you get that DC area. So we'll go one by one, and we'll discuss where they belong. Let's start off with Ashe. Where do you think Ashe should go?
Oh, man. I know she's kind of like a big meta for the tournaments right now, but I'm just going... Just me. Okay, this is just my list.
Same for me, yeah.
I'm going to put her as... Oh, God. I think I'm going to do... S being the best, right? If we're doing video game ranking?
S is the best, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to go with... I'm going to give her a B. I'm going to give her a B.
At a B. Okay, that's where I put her too. Okay.
It's okay.
You have to remind me some of these names. What's that?
Any reasons behind why you would be as well?
She's solid damage. One played well. She's very good. She's very skill heavy. I think her most underrated ability is the dynamite. It can really mess up a tank.
Yeah.
From behind the lines. But there are more useful people than her, and I think she's so skill capped that oftentimes she's underplayed, and that's including by me. So I'm just gonna throw her out a B right now, and she can we're gonna be able to adjust these as we go too, because then we'll
Yeah.
kind of see people compared to others. But yeah, let's move on to Farah. Where do you think Farah belongs?
Farah, I'm actually going to move her to. I'm gonna move Farah to S actually.
What? Oh, I have to contest this. Why do
Oh
you think she
gosh.
belongs to be an S?
Well, because she's so. As long as you could get down to flying and keeping yourself in the air, she's
Yeah.
so OP. Like you could just damage. Like your gun is AOE. As long as you get close to it, to your target, you'll hit
Hmm.
the target. I think her ult's awesome, as well because all that massive missiles coming down, and you could obviously spread it out. As long as the only scary part though is like if you do have a Ashe, if you do have a McCree, or a Widowmaker that can snipe you down because you're so still in that position.
Hmm.
But that's my only fault with her, really. I like
Okay,
her
so
pushback missile. So yeah.
instead of us having our own list like top five, this is actually like going to represent Geek Freaks as a whole. So we have to kind of agree on these things. I want her at
Okay.
a C myself.
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
And
That's too
here's
low.
my justification. First off, she has very little health, so she's able to just shut down right away if you want to.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
her ult can be shut down by any tank with a shield very quickly, or even just stand behind Roadhog. But her ult is good. Don't get me wrong; it can be
Mhm.
very well used. A lot of maps that are indoor related, or once the map gets to that point, once the payload gets to that point, she's just drops off the useful chart because she can't fly. Um, she is AoE heavy, yes, but she can't burst down the healer because of that, unless they're really bad at healing. I,
Okay.
I have her pretty far down because I think she's just a simple DPS with is so situational that once you get into a building, you're done.
Yeah,
That's
you
my
have me
problem with
on the
her.
building. You have me on the building for sure. I'll give you that. C though, damn though, because I feel like if because Ash is so skill heavy, I think she should be a C, and then I could move Farah to a B. That'd be my thing.
I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that because I could see doing that. Okay, because to me, it's the dynamite that makes her valuable. Her regular shooting,
Mhm.
I think, can be done better by like Widowmaker.
Yeah.
So, okay, I could justify that. That sounds good to
Okay.
me.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's talk about Lucio. Where do you want Lucio to go?
I know you can't stand him, but he's so easy. Like I okay. You know what? I'm gonna.
I talk shit
There's
about him,
just
but he
nothing
is
to
my like
him.
second most played healer. So
Yeah, there's just nothing to him. He's so easy to play. But
he
then
is.
that's why I think that he should be moved up a little bit. Um, he has. Oh man, it's just so crazy because he is that start off healer. There's no talent
Yeah,
to him. As long as you can maybe bounce a couple people off the map, there's no skill required of this character at all.
there is no skill required. My big reason why I think he belongs in D rank is he has no burst healing. And if you're a healer,
Okay.
he's such a healer. If you're gonna be such a healer, we need those moments where he has, of course, well he does burst in a way where he like everything's upped up, but it's not enough. It's not enough
Mm-hmm.
to like, oh shit, let me drop my mercy or my more of a focus on this guy, get the tank up, get that roadhog up that overextended, and
Mm-hmm.
save the day. He can't do that, and that's a problem for me. Uh,
Yeah,
the bounce off the map thing, it's very situational. When it happens, you
for
feel
sure.
great, right?
For sure.
Um, but it's super situational to the degree you can't count on it.
Yeah.
And if you have, okay, we're talking at the rankings that we play where we're not pros. If you have a Lucio that's worried about that, they're usually not worried about using their heals at the proper time. The little bit of burst heal he has. So sometimes you have to kind of give to receive with him. I personally have him at a D. Where did you have him at?
I'm agree with you in the D because they're literally all you have to do is stick with the group, and
Yeah.
then your heels are consistently moving. I feel like there's never really a great time to use his movement speed unless when you first start in the match. Other
Yeah.
than that, why if you're just guarding your objective, you know, what's the point?
Yeah.
I'll put him as
Yeah.
D. I agree with you.
Yeah, and anytime he does something that's a little creative, a little fun, he's disappointing his team in doing that. Like if he's trying to hold down the fort or hold down a point by being fast on the walls or whatever, then
Hmm.
you're not healing your group and you're
Yeah.
putting your group at one less. So
Yeah.
it makes it hard. Let's move on to Hanzo, man. Hanzo is a legend. I'll go ahead and go first on this one.
Uh.
I'm going to put Hanzo at an A. The reason I'm doing this is his ultimate can control the battlefield and can change the wave of a fight. His ability to see through walls can really help yourself set up moves. And he's got, I think, one of the most powerful snipes in the game that has a good arc. It's fast, it's quiet. I think Hanzo is one of the best in the game, and I'm gonna have to put him at an A.
You know,
What do you think?
I'll agree with you with the A only because when they changed his ability to where now he could shoot like five in a row or
Yeah,
like those arrows,
the
it wasn't
burst.
like
Yeah,
that before. And I think that has really changed it to when you get those close encounters that you can't just pop off real quick because you get in danger.
yeah,
You're in danger. Like you can't. You know, he's got not the best health, and your arrows are slow, so it gives him that one ability to kind of just like a get out of a bad situation.
yeah. I
So
like that
I
idea.
like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I like that.
that's good. What about Doomfist? Where you going with Doomfist?
Doomfist, I have extremely low. I'm throwing Doomfist at D.
I have him at S.
You're a oh my god, no way. How do you have Doomfist at S? How?
Okay, I'll go with that one first. Then,
Okay.
when played correctly, and I'm not saying I'm the one that plays him correctly.
Okay.
When played correctly, he destroys an entire team. He's super disruptive. He can target your healer, so he's able to pick the healer out of the group and wipe him out separately. Um, he can dominate. He can make the push. He can initiate. In a close quarter combat area, he's a problem. He's like, hey guys, we got to lock down the Doomfist because he's unstoppable. He's able to chain his abilities so fast and so rapidly that for an average player, they can't keep up with him and they'll be left in the dust. I think he's too much of a force on the battlefield when he's played correctly.
Okay, so then we were talking about skill based, and that's when we talk about Ash, and that's how we kind of like have a little damper on Ash. So that's the same thing. Like you have to be super skilled with Doomfist. You have to go in there, punt, like kind of do your uppercut up in the air,
Yeah,
slam down. That that's tough, man. I mean, at least for me, because I don't play a lot of Doomfist as well, even though I
yeah.
love his skins. Um, man, that's why we. I mean, that's why we bumped down Ash. So I
Well,
feel like that's the
my thing
same
with
thing.
Ash though, adding skill to her makes her, X amount good. I think adding skill to Doomfist makes him way better than Ash. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference
Yeah.
there, I think.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time agreeing that's a S though. But
Okay. Where would you want to put him in somewhere in the middle then? Between A to C.
A to C. I mean, I could do B for sure.
Okay. I,
But
I would argue he deserves at least an A, but we'll put him at B for now. As
okay,
we keep going and
I can
compare.
put him at A. Just you're gonna owe me later.
Well, no, let's let's put him as at B, and as we put people in, and then we'll compare. Like, yeah, but Pharaoh's better
Okay,
than I'm saying, so we can
okay, I
compare.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, we have Moira. She's my favorite healer. I would like to put her at S myself. I know she's not actually worth that though. The reason I really like her is she has a very healthy mix of heal and damage. And there are times, countless times, where I'm on Moira and I'm gold in objective kills and stuff. Um, she's just very useful to me. I like the mechanic of the fact where like you're healing and then you kind of run out of what I consider mana, so you have to gain that back by doing some damage. I think it's actually a really good gameplay loop. Uh, I know that can create these moments where I'm like I'm dumping heals because we're in a tight spot, and all of a sudden I'm out. So I have to use the orb and just pray for the best. So that does happen. What are your thoughts on Moira? What do you think she belongs?
I think I'm 100% agree with you on S. And for some with the healing and the damage, I think she does a good mixture of both. But what I like though too is when you get in crazy situations, she has that ability where she kind of like turns invisible and kind of flies away.
That is,
Um,
yeah, that's such a Roadhog killer too, because you like stand in front of the Roadhog, purposely trying
yeah.
to grab his hook, then you can bounce back out.
Yep. And I like how her damage left mouse click whatever I mean whatever you're playing on really.
Yeah.
The where you sucked it, it's kind of like the old Symmetra where it just kind of followed you. The gun was following you.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just follows that person, so it's not like you have to like, constantly aim um
Yeah.
at somebody. So I have to agree with S. Her ult is pretty dope. That range on the ult is I think broken. Uh, but like yeah. Her ult's great, so I'm gonna go with the S as well.
That tracking ability is a good point because there's times where I'm fighting against like a Lucy or something like that. They're notoriously able to bounce around and stuff, and it's the Moira that gets the
Yes.
kill because she's able to just sit there and track that guy.
Yep.
It's excellent. All right, so we have her at S. That might be our first real big contention
Mm-hmm.
one that people are going to be not happy with. Let's move on to Roadhog, the thick boy. He's considered a tank. He's very DPS heavy. You know, he's one of the damaging tanks, less utility. Uh, where do you think he belongs in this thing?
I think I'm gonna go damage tank. Okay, so I like his hook as long as you can obviously aim and hook somebody with it.
Yeah.
Um, his all I like for a payload pushing.
Mhm.
Definitely kicks everybody back. I like that the fact that he has two ways to shoot his gun, either like that short distance, kind of long distance. And
Yeah.
I like the fact that he heals himself. Um, Man, honestly, this might be another S character for me because he has so much health and he can obviously heal himself that it's such a pain to take him down sometimes. It's kind of like when it's just a normal tank with shields, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but I do like he could kind of go in there and create some damage. Um, I think, man, I don't know. I think this is another S character for me.
Okay, I have him at C. I think he
Oh
has a
shit.
big lack of utility, making him hard to actually, uh, how do I explain this? Like the team, he'll either push too far and the team has to catch up with him, or he won't initiate and then he's just a waste of space. I haven't seen a lot of Roadhogs that know how to play that balance well.
That's yeah, that's a player issue then though. I
But
mean,
yeah, that is very true. Yeah, when played
mhm,
correctly, he still has that tank ability just because of his massive health pool. He has a huge health pool.
mhm.
Uh, I would I could see putting him up to a B. I would have a hard time with him sitting at A, but I can put up with it if you're down for an A.
Um, yeah, because you owe me one, so I'm gonna put him as A.
Oh, you won. Mercy is not going up now. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we have another DPS heavy tank, one that I think is unfairly giving play the game often. We have Diva. Where does Diva go in this?
Uh, she has shields. I like her distance with the little spread guns, her main attack. Her shield is just not like a crazy Reinhardt's or anything, or even
Yeah.
Orissa's. It's just like a little burst of a shield. Her all, yeah, when executed perfect. Especially like a lot of people that would do, they'll shoot it up in the air and it'll kind of just land down on a certain objective.
Right.
That's always nice to see. But I do like her missiles. I do like that she can push forward, like fly forward.
Yeah,
I
that
think
could
Diva to me is like a B. Do you think lower than that?
No, I think you're exactly right. I think she's a B because she
Okay.
has these moments where, like, when she flies forward, it's fun, but it's
Yeah.
also a good way to like initiate and penetrate. Uh, Kind of like in Reinhardt's case, or not Reinhardt, Roadhog, where I was saying like, oh, he could overextend. She could overextend, but she's intended to do that. She's supposed to do that. When a Roadhog that does that is too slow in getting in, so he's not actually penetrating. He's just like, here we go. When she's
Yeah.
like getting in there and boom, she takes out the healer, one of the healers. She's just disrupting everything, and then it's like, all right, guys, let's push, let's catch up. And then of course that ult is just, I mean, it could wipe out an entire team.
For
Um,
sure.
and if
And
used
she
correctly, can at least take out their heals, and then you guys got a huge push towards the victory. So I gotta agree with you. She's a B for me.
and she does have opportunity to get her suit back if you do like knock it out. I mean, she flies out of the suit and then as long as you put some shots on somebody, you could get your suit back right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the ninja himself, Genji. Where is Genji going in this super skill
Oh
list?
my god. Yes, it is super skill. And if we were kind of going off, that's what we were talking about, like Doomfist and Ash. I do like the fact that you could deflect bullets. Sometimes that's a killer where people that are not paying attention, like those bastions that aren't wary about it, or even like when I play as McCree and I kind of fall for it sometimes too. I end
Yeah.
up shooting myself or stunning myself. So that's super badass defensive move. His ult is insane. I'm not perfect with him.
Mhm.
But as long as you get a Genji that can bounce around, I'm like, oh my gosh, just his damage is just so frustrating. I do like the fact that he could climb on walls too, like Hanzo.
Yeah.
Um, um, I don't know, man. I would say A because of how he is useful, but I could see that go down too. Like I'm not set on that. So if you could persuade
I
me for
no, you
sure.
know what? I agree with you on A. Actually, I think he
Okay.
deserves the A. I think when he is in the game and played correctly, he can shut down so many other
He
champs
can.
that it's just insane. I mean, he is the antidote to Bastion. He is Orisa. You have an Orisa out there, he's going to wipe that Orisa out. He's very very good. Uh, yeah, I just got to agree with you on the A. I actually think he's the first case we have where I was like, I think he's better than Roadhog and justifies Roadhog going down one because we have him on the same tier. We'll discuss that at the
Mm-hmm.
end, but you know what I'm saying, I think he's the
Yeah.
first
Okay.
case of that. Okay, let's go into McCree. McCree's, I mean, he's just the poster boy of the
Ooh.
game. He's so awesome. How useful is he though? Where's he ranking at for you?
So I might sell him a little bit just because he's my main, but then I kind of know. I mean, disadvantage too. So I like his long range. As long as you're skilled with the shooting, then that bullet just flies.
Hmm.
Definitely. I use him a lot when it comes to those Pharahs or any character that's kind of flying in the air.
Yeah.
You're able to shoot him down. His dead eye, his ult, I really like it. But as long as you're useful, like you know how to use it usefully,
Yeah.
I like to somehow kind of sneak out of the fight and get around the whole team and use it, and they don't know where it's at. I like his stun, but another skill kind of ability. As long as it used to be like the stun, and then you could pop your 6 shots, so he'll
Yeah.
just shoot all the bullets at once. But then
Mhm.
it kind of turned into where if you use more skilled, you stun them, kind of get that right aim right on the head, and just make headshots count.
Yeah.
Um, but because I love him so much, I could kind of see how it is fully skilled, and he doesn't have like so much of um.
Utility.
Yeah, because if
He,
I'm wanting, I don't put him as a S for sure. You
mhm.
have to be pretty, yeah, it's extremely useful for me to put him as a S, like a Mora. I could with the A though. I'm kind of comparing it to like okay, the Genji and the Mercy, where they do have more utilities, and I could see where Genji could just go in there and just wreak havoc with his ult. McCree, you kind of have to have a perfect opportunity, create a perfect opportunity, and kind of be sneaky about it. I could do B though. Like I would do a B for McCree.
I'll go closer to B because I was gonna go C on him, but I can go with a B. I think
Okay.
he's lacking a lot of utility. I think he well, I mean, he has the one of the utility move, and it's not
Hmm.
that characters need to have utility, but it's just so useful for the team,
For
and it
sure.
can be the difference between win or loss. He's very
Eh,
skill based, and when
mhm.
played correctly, though, it's closer to Ash than it is to like a Genji or something like that, where or
Yeah.
Doomfist, where when you play them well, how much more of an improvement is that? For Doomfist, for example, if you play him well, you could change the game. If Ash, if you
Hmm.
play her well, you are a constant threat, but not necessarily a game changer. I think McCree falls under that as well. I'll go with B for him now. I think he's probably closer to a C. We'll throw him in at a B.
Yeah. It's just yeah, okay, we'll talk like that and then it's
Yeah,
just you gotta create with McCree, you gotta create so many opportunities to use them well.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, okay. We'll keep going.
Speaking of nuisances in the game, man, let's talk about May. Where do you got May sitting at?
Oh man, May is perfect. Okay, so um I love the freezing people. Okay, that's obviously your main attack. But then once you
Right.
freeze them, you obviously want to focus those headshots, kind of like the McCree when you stun.
Mm-hmm.
You focus those headshots with those piercing icebergs. So that's a of course amazing combo. Those walls will help to either save yourself or to get yourself obviously save your team or uh push payloads further if needed.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, of course, the nuisance part of it is when you almost down her and then she freezes herself, and you're like, "Oh my
oh,
gosh!" But that's a
yeah,
utility move in a way that she also heals herself
yeah.
when she's supposed to be a defensive or attacking. Because there's a lot of crazy maze out there that could also play as a pushing payloads as well, besides just playing as defense. Her ult's perfect for those reasons of objectives, or if everyone's on a payload and you're playing defense, because you freeze the whole team as long as the team is aware of it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we can all focus everyone down. I like May so much that I know you won't, but I'm gonna put her as S. So I would like to hear, yeah, what you say. I know you're not thinking of S for sure.
Okay, so for with May, she's got a lot of utility. She's got actually a lot of damage. It's kind of a sleeper damage. I
Hmm.
think she could actually decide how the game goes. She is S ranking for me as well.
Oh shit! You blew my mind actually right there.
She totally deserves it. A
Yeah.
good May is basically all you need. She just owns that battlefield. She decides where that payload goes. She's really
Hmm.
good. All right, let's go ahead and go into Sombra, one of the most underutilized characters in the game. Uh,
For sure.
the only problem with Sombra, the reason she's not going to be S ranking for me, is when Sombra is doing good, she is not a part of her team, and so it becomes this 6-on-5 man match, and then all of a sudden it's like it it's underwhelming to play her sometimes because it's like you don't get the praise, but you're like, yeah, but you guys notice that the Reinhardt didn't have a shield up half the time. You notice, what I'm saying, like you're shutting things down. You're really actually moving
Hmm.
the payload forward as well because you're shifting the battleground back by taking out these powerful people. And she just doesn't get that kind of love. And of course, her ability to jump back at her point that she decides is, I mean, it's just a blast to play. It's a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
I would have her at a B because if you have a team that doesn't understand the value of that, which is very often, then all of a sudden your team's not taking advantage of like, oh hey, she just hacked the Reinhardt, she just hacked the Orisa. They have no shield right now. Let's get in there. Oh, she just hacked the Reaper who was about to pop his ult. Boom, they don't have that burst damage. So she's so dependent on communication And when you play Sombra, usually you're kind of the person who's just having fun and you're not playing with your team. Even the most skilled Sombras require so much teamwork that she becomes a hindrance to your team when I think she could be the deciding factor. I'm going to put her at a B. And I think
Yeah. You
she,
have a lot of
again, you know,
down points on her though, so it makes me want to like almost say that she's a C for the fact that because even Ash has a better ult than her. I mean, obviously she does that EMP charge, so
yeah,
disable everybody's abilities. But that Bob sometimes just fucks people up, or teams up.
yeah.
If you're not focused on Bob, his health is insane. But kind of like what you're saying, like if the Sombra is perfect or is played really well, I've find myself sometimes too as kind of in the distance as a healer, and the Sombra would just wreck things just because she turned invisible and come get us at the at the back of the back of the group.
Yeah.
Um, but then at B though, I feel like she's not as good as like a Doomfist and a Pharah. Um, so if you put her in that B category, I don't know. What do you think if
I
you were
could
to
see
comparing
going
it
at a
with
C.
Pharah? If you compared like to Doomfist and Pharah.
Well, yeah, I think Doomfist should be up and Fair should be down. So I'm down with going at a C. You had a good point there where you're saying like, so basically the point that I got from you that I think is important is as when she's on your team, you don't notice her, and then when she's against you, you do notice her, and
Yeah, yeah.
that creates a problem in the fact that like, yeah, but when you're playing against the team, they're not the ones making the choice on how the team will go. So
Mhm.
she can become less useful in that sense. Her ultimate is super situational, and if played correctly, can sway the game. But it's so situational. You really have to time the thing out to where you're like, yeah, but I'm getting rid of Echo and Reinhardt's ult. I keep using Reinhardt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
Yeah.
we can make that master push. It's pretty limited though because they'll have all that stuff back real soon. Let's go and put her at a C. I'm
Mhm.
comfortable with a C. All right, yeah. Next up is Zarya. What do you think, man?
She's a blast with me, but she's one of those things where you have to be smart of where you're putting your bubbles. So
Mhm.
I'm constantly pushing bubbles out to the team to the players that are going to be kind of out in the battlefield, front line. And then obviously when I get into certain situations, or if I want to go up myself, I put the bubble on myself, which creates your gun to be super strong,
Yeah,
which can be able to like Roadhogs won't be able to stand. Like there was a match that we were playing recently where I was downing Roadhog. Okay, go ahead and heal. It doesn't matter. My gun's at like almost 100%, so I'm gonna down you again.
yeah,
Um, but that takes a little bit of brain. So I like her move where she could obviously with that pulse or not pulse, sorry. Brings everyone together. That
yeah.
like
Gravity
black hole
well,
thing.
I think it is
Okay, yeah.
something like that.
So that's neat. But then that's also a communication thing too, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna unleash this. Other than that, it's not shit unless everybody's focusing these characters that are in that gravity pull.
Yeah,
Um, so because of that, I actually would. Oh man, I don't know. Would you go as far as a D? Because I'm in the CD range.
I'm in the same range as you, man.
Uh huh.
I would have to put her at a D because I think that there are so few times where she actually pushes the team forward, and Overwatch is a team based game. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd throw her in the D range, man.
Yeah, because she's kind of greedy. Like, okay, so I can only outperform as long as I do my job, which only requires nobody else but me. As long as I put those bubbles up, I get the buffs from it. Then I
Yeah,
become strong, and then I can kind of go out there. But yeah, she is kind of like with the Sombra, where you're kind of soloing. You get that solo feel, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have to agree with you on that one. Let's talk about Torbjorn. Uh, DPS was more of a what was it off tank before back in the day. They used to have this thing like where he was all about holding down a fort kind of thing. That's where he's
Mm-hmm.
at.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like his ultimate is very nice. His ultimate is very nice, but and I personally enjoy playing him a lot, and I continue to play him. But I think he's actually going to be a D for me as well, just because his torrent is paper thin. You could break through his torrent in no time, and without that, he does very little damage compared to some of the other champs.
Mm-hmm.
And all he does is buff that thin torrent, or his attack speed. You know what I'm saying? And then with the ultimate where he pours the melting steel down, it's cool. And if used right, it's useful. But I think he's of the two torrent players, he's the weaker of the two.
Dang, that's crazy to me. Because I'm looking at, like, say, the C list, right? And I'm
Mhm.
thinking that there's so much more useful for Torbjorn. Now, yeah, okay, so the turn's paper thin. like reference, but it depends, I guess, the placement of the turn. Because there've been times like, where the
Yeah.
hell is it at? All you see is a little laser pointing down.
Hmm.
I like his ult, um, but it also, I guess, it depends where you use it. If you use it in objective, okay, awesome. If everybody's sitting there,
Yeah.
splash it everywhere. Now, if they're pushing payload, you pour it all over the payload area, and
Hmm.
then they can't really get close to it. I like his. I think he's more useful than like a Zarya or Zara or Lucio.
I can see that. Yeah.
Um, but man, I don't know. I don't know. We could play some. He might be one that I have to push up later, though.
Okay. I'm down for him being at a C. You go with that?
Yeah, I might fight for him later,
Okay.
though.
Let's go to Reaper, man. Pure DPS. He has life steal that keeps him alive as he fires. His ultimate is just his whirling blade of death. He's he's a nuisance when he's good, but my problem is he's not good often. I have him comfortably at C as well. He's just very soft. He could be focused. He has the ability to ghost out, which but you just follow the ghost. Like there's so many times where I'm watching them ghost around. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna wait for you to be done with this and kill you. Uh, I haven't seen, even in the pros, even when you're seeing it in esports, Reapers are shut down so hard. They have to hide and then launch and then kill, but they're shut down so easily that he just doesn't have enough utility to really stay alive and be useful in the fight. He's so close range. He's very specific on maps. Anything with open air, he's just not useful. I'm gonna have to have him at C. If not, they've nerfed him recently too, so he's pretty low for me. What do you think, man?
um, so he does create amazing opportunities where if you were to teleport yourself without anyone knowing, you can kind of get behind the team and use your ult. I think that's the best way to use him when it comes to his ult.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he's super hard to mess with in close range. But yeah, you can get some distance and you just don't take as much damage.
Hmm.
Um, his ghost out is basically kind of like Mora's.
Yeah.
Where you get in a bad situation, you kind of run away. I
But it's
would,
slower, by the way. Just mention that. So Moira
yeah,
is so fast that you might not see where she goes. You could just walk with
yeah,
him.
true, true. But in a way, I feel like even though like McCree's my main DPS wise, I feel like he's more in there. And yeah, you know what? I'll go with C with you.
See.
I'll go with C.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be defending this one. Next one, we have Orisa, the S ranked tank. So she's able to drop a shield. She does a shit ton of damage. She has this ability to do kind of this gravity well as well, where she's able to pull people towards her, which can create these kills. And that's just like her like third, fourth, fifth best ability. She's able to make herself strong, so she's able to like make herself made out of gold, is what it looks like. Her defense goes way up. So she has this ability. She has really good synergy amongst her abilities. So let me explain. You can drop that shield down. If the shield goes down, you buff yourself up. You stand in front of the bastion or whatever, and then you drop that shield down once it's off cooldown. In the meanwhile, somebody's breaching past your shield. You throw out your little gravity well just on the outside of the shield. They're back on the other side of the shield. And she has that turn on her. She does a lot of damage. She actually had to nerf her damage recently, and it's still really good. The one flaw is when she's shooting, she's slowed. She's still awesome. I have her at S
Hmm.
ranking. What's up, man? What are you
Yeah, I
thinking?
think she's just she's just too nice of a too yeah, super useful as a tank. Now because I really like her ult too, where you can buff everybody else, so it's kind of like you're putting your contribution to everyone else as well,
Yeah,
to the team. Her shields, I know they slowed it down, right? The regenerating the cooldowns on the shields, is that correct?
they did. They did.
So, well, if you're playing Orisa, has that really affected you? Do you feel that at all still?
Not at all. No.
See, yeah. I think I do like because basically, if your shield goes down, you can turn yourself into goal like you were mentioning, and you're
Hmm.
basically at least you're able to protect yourself. Yeah, she's a S for me too. She's
Yeah.
just too almost perfect as a tank.
Of the tanks, there's only two tanks I can think of, which is because of the shields, really. But there's two tanks that set the battlefield of like, hey, this is where we're going to be fighting now. It's her and Reinhardt. Those shields are really well done, and Reinhardt has to get close to the fight, so he's actually like putting himself at risk when he does that. She can stay back. There's plenty of times where like, hey, we're in a lockdown zone, so I'll put the shield kind of close to myself. It's like, guys, bunch up in this corner. Let's lock this corner down. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, she decides where the battlefield's at, and she's such a phenomenal character. I'm gonna have to go with S on her as well. All right, let's go into Wrecking Ball, the hamster, man. Where are you putting him at?
Oh God, I'm not a big fan of Wrecking Ball at all. But I've seen great players that use his abilities with that rope and kind of just spinning in circles. I've
Yeah.
seen well placed ults with those little mines placed everywhere.
Hmm.
Um, I do like he kind of go in there and just disrupt people. But I feel like when he goes in there, the only thing that he really do to disrupt people is just that whip and kind of just hit people when he's in that ball.
Yeah.
So that's what makes that pretty low to me. Because even though I like that, the fact that he's able to do that, but I just don't feel the crazy impact for it. Because I've been in situations like, okay, here's the wrecking ball just spinning in circles. I'm gonna just stay back and keep constantly shooting him. Or if I'm playing, like, just say McCree, I can stun him as well.
Yeah.
I think for me though, He's more useful than Azara. If I'm saying Zarya, and
Hmm.
Lucio's just kind of like so low skill base. So I could put him as a C, myself.
Yeah, I'd actually put him at a D myself.
D. Okay.
Yeah,
I
just
can see that
because.
though. Like if I was comparing C's, I could see like okay, the Torbjorn's better. I think I kind of like maybe even the Sombra better because the disruption. Like you feel the disruption from Sombra.
Hmm.
At least I do if you're playing. But yeah, I just feel like you could kind of counter Wrecking Ball. So I could agree with you if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, let's do that because, like you said before, like you just don't feel him sometimes, and I oftentimes play a Moira, right? And if you're a
Hmm.
Moira, you counter the shit out of him because you
Yeah.
could track him when he's spinning around with your abilities, and then when he ults, your ability tracks things automatically, so you're just able to just like pop, 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 pop. You take out his ult without even taking damage. Like to me, he's just
Yeah.
totally in the way. Let's go ahead and let's throw him in a D, and we'll
I
might
could
move
do
him up
that.
better.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for the poster child of the game. We have Tracer. Where is Tracer going in your rankings?
Man, she's a wrecking ball as well. You know what I'm saying? Just had pun. That was my pun.
Nice pun, yeah.
Anyway, that was horrible. But she's really skill based as well. I feel like
Definitely.
she can be a problem as long as someone that's really good with her is doing those jets in and out super fast.
Yes.
I have always had problems with her countering her unless I'm playing as like a McCree, but when I'm playing as a healer, it's a little hard to deal with
Hmm.
because I just can't slow her down. I think her ult is a little over underwhelming. It has to be placed on somebody that's even a tank could kind of like I feel like survive it is like with the health and stuff. I just don't feel like her ult's the best. Um, I don't know. I could be wrong. I know you probably played a little more Tracer than me, but I guess if you go in there, you drop the bomb, you kind of get out. Okay, cool. But a lot of times I see you only get one person. Like, okay, maybe that
Yeah.
one person could be the difference maker, but I don't see it. I mean, it's definitely not like a diva. Um, and you don't really help everyone like a Mora or a Orisa when it comes to your ult.
I
For me, I think this is like a B character to me. But what do you think?
I have her at like a B plus A minus area. I could put her at an A pretty comfortably because we now have a healthy roster in our tiers here, so we can kind of compare
Hmm.
her against everybody else and see where she's at. I think she's
Okay.
more useful than three of the people in B, but she's not as good as Genji and maybe the Mercy. So I kind of have her sitting there. So you were leaning heavy on her bomb as the thing that sells her. I wouldn't say that. I think it's her ability to jump in and out of fights. I think
Yeah.
she's kind of got that Sombra feel in that case. She's able to jump in, take those heals out, and just walk away laughing. Uh, she's so hard to pin down. I have her kind of higher than you on that. I'll put her at a B though, but I could see her
No,
going to A comfortably.
I'll go with you to A on that actually because I like that she can be just a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
Um, and when played right, she can just go kind of focus those heals real quick and then kind of jump back out. I'll feel okay putting her as a A as well.
it's like making her a better Sombra. You know.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about. This one's gonna be hard to rank, man. Bastion.
Hmm.
Okay, let me go first on this one. So I play Bastion a lot, and it's because if a Bastion's in the game and you have just one tank that understands that the Bastion's in the game, you just go ahead and chalk that up to a win. He's easily the most powerful DPS in the game. Like his damage is insane. It's just unfair.
Yeah.
But he requires a tank and often a healer to be there with him. He can be countered by a Genji, maybe a couple other tunes, but actually a Tracer would probably do pretty good against him. He's just insane. He could just wipe out those shields like there's no question. if you got a Mercy who thinks she's going to be flying around in the air, that's cute. Take her out. He's just amazing. And if you could team me up with an Orisa, I'll win that game for you. Just, hey, Orisa, throw those shields in front of me. You know, I love playing the Orisa with the good Bastion because I know that all I got to do is protect this Bastion. We got the game. He's unbeatable defense wise. That being said, to get that high damage, he has to be stationary. That can create these moments where you're just like, the transition time. It's like the siege tanks from StarCraft 2. That transition time makes it to where they're weaker by that. And so sometimes it's hard to like push him. He's kind of a little bit situational. That's why he can't be an S for me. I have him at an A with a good Orisa and a C with that one. Or with a good tank, not even an Orisa. I've been Roadhog and done a very good job protecting Bastion in the past.
Okay, so then I'll have to agree with you on the A, but because I don't want to, because I could see him as an S. Now you're saying like, okay, the tank has to understand him. You're right. This is a team-based game, so I mean, you kind of should understand like, oh, I have a Bastion there, so you're right with the Orisa, put the shields down. With the Reinhardt, kind of get planted behind the Reinhardt to have that shield up.
Yeah.
The damage is so insane, and yeah, it is insane when it's stationary. But he also has the ability to walk and get away with things, and to heal himself if he has to get away from something.
Yes.
So him being able to heal himself too is just another kind of like a boost up for me. But yeah, I can't go to a B, but I could do an A, but wanting to do an S.
Okay. Yeah, and now we're getting, again, we have that fuller roster here in our tier table, so we can kind of compare him to others. And I'm already seeing where like I think he's more useful than this person and that person in A. So we're gonna have to be moving some people around afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go to Junkrat. He's got that Diva ult where it's like, okay, yeah, but you got to play the game, but you didn't deserve it. He does a lot of splash damage, a lot of AoE. He can try to create these messy moments. Very soft. If you just point your gun at him, you'll kill him. It's fine.
Yeah.
But a good Junkrat. I mean, a good Junkrat. You see them jumping around the map. They're almost untouchable. They almost have flight, and they're this havoc that's hard to pin down. I don't know where to put him, man. What are your thoughts on him?
I'm thinking low skill for the fact that okay, you throw your bomb out, you can launch it. You can kind of launch yourself up with that bomb as long as you put it on the ground and you jump right on top of it or whatever the case may be. I feel like you could really just stay back and just kind of just throw bombs out there and kind of be annoying. For me, I would put him down to a C because the ult is dangerous. But it's also the same thing. Like, okay, let me just get it out. Now you have to be kind of real smart. I've done it with McCree as well, as to down his ult. That's the thing. Like with Diva's ult, you can't just shut it down. Like it's gonna go off. All you can do is run away. With Junkrat, you can actually just do damage to that wheel, which creates kind of like a McCree thing. Like, okay, I need to be really sneaky because I can't just launch this ult right in front of everybody because they're just gonna target it, and then I won't be able to explode it. So, to me, he's a kind of a C character.
Okay, I can see him being at C. Yeah, that seems like a good spot for him. He's got a fair amount of damage, and when played correctly, he does well. But overall, he's very simple and stuff like that. I could see that. Let's go. Speaking of simple, let's go into Soldier 76. Where are you gonna put Soldier 76 at?
I like how he can heal himself. I mean, his ult is, I mean, it's freaking perfect. You don't have to do anything. Just make sure they're kind of on your screen, right?
Yeah.
He could sprint, which is awesome. Kind of give you that Lucio feel, but it's only taking care of himself. The only time he's really an asset for others is when he puts that heal down. But even that heal circle is kind of so small that I'm not gonna run all the way over to you to get the heal.
Right. Yeah.
Damn. I could do C, D. I could see myself going down to a D though.
I have him at a D because I feel like he's the best tune for someone who doesn't play with anybody else. He's straight up a Call of Duty character in World of Warcraft or in Overwatch. His heal is nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's pretty self-serving, really. The sprint is cool, but is limited in its usefulness.
I like his little grenade launch too. It kind of pushes him back a little bit. I mean, that's nice.
But it doesn't come up fast enough, So there's always something with him. His ultimate is cool when worked well, but I think it's just like a weaker version of McCree's, and he's less impressive to me. I'm gonna put him at D. He's not very powerful. I haven't seen a McCree even in pros be the deciding factor.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Reinhardt. Where are you gonna have Reinhardt, man?
Reinhardt. Okay, so his shield is obviously one of the best in the game.
Yeah.
I do like how the little range he has when he kind of that wave, fire wave, or whatever you want to call that wave,
Hmm.
uh, kind of unleashes out. I think his ult is can be a game changer.
Yeah.
Especially because of how long they stay down too. So it's kind of like the whole Zarya, like, hey, I'm gonna do this ult. Make sure you focus them when they're on the ground. Um, and then he has his pin, and that pin, it's super tough. But I got man, when you get one though, oh god, I get so excited when I pin somebody on the wall. So he's kind of he's such a oh man, I'm almost like okay, I can see him as a S
I could.
because
Yeah.
the pushing is so he pushes so well, especially when you're focused on payloads.
Yeah. I could see him as an S and a well. I wouldn't hate him being at an S. I think he's actually an A
Hmm.
because the limited range on his ults. I think
Yeah.
his ult's less useful than say like Orisa, which is a good team push in ults. Um,
No, I guess I'm down for the A, but it's just that our A roster is full, so I'm kind of like, who can
well,
we move, really? You know?
I could honestly move Roadhog and Hanzo down to
Oh
B.
god, you really hate it, Roadhog.
I just think he's less useful. So okay, let's put him at B. Okay, let's put him at A. Okay,
Okay.
now him at A, and you have Roadhog and him at A. Does that seem right on the same tier?
Well, because how Roadhog's health though, and him able to heal himself is basically Reinhardt's shield in a way. Yeah, I think Roadhog could push better than Reinhardt.
Oh, I that no,
No,
there's no
why
way.
don't you think that? Like, I mean,
Even when
I could
Roadhog's
kind of see,
full on
yeah,
a good Roadhog, they don't have the pushing. They don't have the sustainability that a
yeah,
Reinhardt has. Let alone if you put a Reinhardt with like a Brigitte. I mean, it's just not touchable.
yeah. I'm trying. I'm looking at, yeah. Okay, I'll move Roadhog down. I can do that.
Okay, we'll move him down. We'll continue
You
to talk
persuade
about
me.
it.
You
But
persuade me on that.
all right, let's go ahead and go to Winston now. Again, poster child of the game. He's close combat. He's a lot of fun to play. He jumps around a lot, so you're able to initiate very well. He throws down those shields that can be useful. Feels weak compared to the other shields. It's probably the weakest of the shields actually. His damaging ability. People don't recognize how much his primary damage, how much his primary weapon does damage. Like
Yeah.
you could wipe out the backline real quick with him. Uh,
Hmm.
I think he's good. His ultimate is kind of like a Bob in the fact that like, okay, guys, stop what you're doing. Let's focus down his ultimate and then go
Yeah.
ahead and go. So that can be disruptive if done at the right time. And again, on the right maps, you're just knocking people off like left and right.
Yeah.
He's useful. I probably have him at a B myself. He's a lot of fun to play. I don't know how good he is in a team.
Yeah, so I 100% agree with you. Even though he is my favorite tank
Hmm.
and used well when it comes to payloads or just defending objectives with the shields, you're right. The shield's not very strong. That's the one thing that annoys me so much. But I'm really good at Winston. But the one thing that annoys me so much is why does every tank get a badass shield but Winston doesn't, or at least one that has a lot of health. Obviously, that can take
Yeah.
more hits. Um, but also situational. The ult too. I mean, if you're on a map, you could definitely kick them out off the map. Um, and that's what helps push, like, say, payloads a lot easier for me.
Hmm.
Is obviously putting the shields on the payload, but also like, oh, we just need that 1 inch. Okay, I'm gonna pop in there with my ult and kick everyone, and kind of spread them out so they're not in the area.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a little tougher to do that. Reinhardt's a little easier to push. I mean, if I'm looking at tanks, to push payloads and whatnot, for me. Um, and I still like him better than Roadhog if I'm just looking at tanks, but I still think he's better than a diva, though. You know,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm fine with B. I'm fine with B right now.
Okay. Let's move on to Symmetra. What do you see here at?
So Symmetra used to be my one of my favorite characters.
Mhm.
Then they reworked her to where her gun doesn't follow your opponent. The alt is now the long uh, wall
Right.
um, instead of what it used to be. You can put less turrets now. Because of this rework, I do not play her as much, even though I wish I would, and maybe I'll pick her up more often. But she's just not what she used to be to me.
Right.
So I think she's a C character because I
See.
think
Yeah.
with her turns though, you could really just wreck people when defending, of course, and then obviously you could kind of throw those things on the payload as well. I just don't. Obviously, they bumped him down. I think he had like 6 back then. I think there's only 3 now, if I remember
Hmm.
right. Uh, but she's a C character just because I do like her. The more of the bottom the D list players.
Yeah, I could see her being a D, but I'll go with C on her. Um, her utility is just not useful in the team fights anymore. Her
Yeah.
before rework, she would have been high for sure. Uh, yeah, she's just those turrets are like nothing. I can't tell you the last time those turrets were useful. Probably before the rework.
Yeah,
Um,
I think because you only get so little of them now, now it's like, okay, I really have to place these somewhere that
mhm.
somebody won't think that there might be a turret there, as long as they know there's a Symmetra on the field.
Yeah,
Um, man, yeah, that rework kills me because I can move it down later. Yeah, we
yeah.
can just keep going. I can move down later.
We have a few more to go, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go to Brigitte. I'll start with her. She's I have to say this. We get to get this out of the room. Her synergy with Reinhardt is insane. Those two, if they're
Hmm.
playing well, you you could literally just drop a tune off your team, and they're so powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's also got that kind of. She's like a soft tank. She's initiator as well. Her ability, like the inspire, the rallying, really can drive a team forward. She can mess people up. She has great damage. The more damage she does, the more healing she does. She's an excellent, excellent champ. I have her comfortably at an A.
Okay, so my favorite healer in the game for sure.
Okay, that's good.
So I love that she can push. Her ult makes her push. That she has that little tiny shield because it kind of like remember you're a healer. You're not gonna have this crazy shield, but I
Right.
like how you still have one. I like her range where you throw that mace or whatever that is
Hmm.
for some distance now, and it's kind of like okay, there's her skill base to where you make sure you're aiming right. I like how the fact that her heals are not just heals but also armor. If you do
Yes.
have full health. Man, I think if we put her as an A now, I'm gonna fight for her for an S because I could really see her as an S because I think she's more useful than a Mercy, even though Mercy can heal herself faster than
Yeah.
Brigitte would be able to heal her own self.
It.
Um,
Yeah, I could see
but
that.
she's
Yeah.
such an initiator, unlike Mercy. Mercy, you can't really do much to go
No.
to push something. But Brigitte, you can, especially those times when you're like, I just need a couple more feet of that payload, and it's like, okay, I have my ult. Everyone basically kind of like a Zenyatta can't die in a way, and we could just okay, we're just definitely going to go in there. Um, so I could fight for an S uh, for her. That's my thing because I think she's better. She could do more than a Tracer. I think she's
Yeah.
more stronger than a Genji.
You know
That
what?
whip though,
Yeah.
because if you whip people, if you're hitting people with their main attack, you heal yourself. So it's like I'm
Yeah.
going in there
Your
constantly.
whole team.
Yeah, yeah. So she's an S character to me.
Yeah. You know what? You're 100% right. She's a nice character.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and go to Zenyatta. Where are you having Zenyatta
Oh man, I freaking suck at Zenyatta. I try to play him so much because his skins are so nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got a
Um,
great collection of skins.
I like the debuff you could put on opposing team where they could take more damage.
Yeah.
I think you're a single target heal, kind of like Mercy, but I don't ever feel like the transition of heals. I think are just faster to on Mercy
Hmm.
than Zenyatta. Like I could definitely like stop heal, stop heal, stop heal. Realize Zenyatta, okay, like let me throw out my ball, my healing ball, and then kind of keep clicking. And it's like, okay, you're done your little animation. Click out another one. Even though I think the heal is decently uh, a good speed, I think it's good. You know, just make sure
Yeah.
we keep everyone alive. And I think it's a kind of a situational too, unless it's at end of game, you kind of just pop it. Um, I don't know. I don't think he's that bad as a D. I don't think he's that good as a A. So I'm kind of like in the BC range.
I could see him at a C, to be honest with you.
Okay,
Uh,
and I'm okay with that. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
he just doesn't have that ability to really push it out when you need it.
Hmm.
Other than his ult, his ultimate is fantastic, but it's it's one of those things where it's like, okay, your ult's done. By the way, I need healing. Well, hold on, one at a time. you know,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
so it's a little bit hard.
Um,
I'm comfortable with C. What do
yeah,
you
I'm
think?
comfortable with C too.
Okay. All right, let's go on to Widowmaker. What are your feelings on Widowmaker?
I all she could do is shoot to me. That's my feelings.
Yeah.
You have your poison spider. Cool. I mean, I guess if your team's fighting and you're kind of at some distance, you can throw it down in a group because it's got to hit someone or someone's got to step in and be range of it. Cool. Other than that, you only have your hook to get in other places. So if
Hmm.
you're comfortable with just basically shooting your sniper because you're all ain't doing shit. I think it's a shit all, and I think it needs to be
It
changed.
is.
All you're doing is revealing everyone. Cool, but Overwatch, it's not like a Fortnite, Valorant. Like you know where everybody, like you want to know where people are at. But
Yeah.
this one, you're like, okay, I know they're in front of me. Whatever, it's a lane.
It's because this game's much more Battlefront level. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh huh.
not the game, but like you currently we're here. Like the Battlefront's here, we're pushing it. There's like behind lines and front line.
Hmm.
It's not like you need to know where everybody's at because it's like, yeah, they're in front of me or they're a character that I know is trying to sneak around me.
Yeah.
But it's not like where could they be? It's like, okay, if they're not in front of me, then I know that they're sneaking around me. It's not like a CS:GO where it's all about being behind the walls and sneaky. That's not how this game is played.
Yeah. And because of all that, I mean, she's a D character to me. I don't know if
She's
you think that she could be that low.
100% agree.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and go to Anna. By the way, on Widowmaker, if you want to play Widowmaker, just play Hanzo and do a better job. To be honest with you, I think Hanzo's just a better Widowmaker. Okay, and better skins. Okay, let's talk about Anna. Where is Anna going for you?
I like Anna a lot because she's a lot of fun. And it's kind of like, okay, so it's a single heal, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you could just shoot, 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 shoot. So, I mean, it kind of just depends your speed. I do love the poisons on her. I think they do make a difference when you actually hit the enemy.
Mhm.
Um, her ult I like, but it's that communication ult now. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the Reinhardt and the Zarya. Like, hey, I think there's been times where you've been Orisa, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna beef you right now, and I let you know of it. So it's kind of like if you gave that to someone else and they just don't use it properly, it's a waste. Um, man, I think it's tough for me to rank though. Like, what do you think?
I'm gonna put her
You
at
have
a
any
C
complaints about her?
myself. Yeah, I think she's a
Okay.
C. She has these. She counters some play. She counters Bastion. She counters some powerful players. That's what's moving her up from a D for me because that's stun. It's very useful.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's true. That's true.
Are you comfortable with the C then?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do a C. I'll do a C for
Okay.
her.
All right. What we don't have on our tier list here. Let's go ahead and get at the two that we don't have. We have Sigma. Where do you see Sigma at?
Ooh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
The more I play with Sigma, the better I get with him, and the more I feel like he's useful. You have to definitely, for sure. I think the shields. A lot of people maybe don't understand that they just kind of leave the shield out there. No, pull that
Yeah.
thing back and replace it like constantly. I like his normal attack where it bounces off walls because I've been jacked up before, and it's like, dude, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because of where you think you're in a quarter. I'm not a big fan of his ult because I don't feel like it's successful to me. Like, okay, you whip him up in the air, and there's been times where I go up in the air and I go down, and yeah, I'm lower on a health, but I could get myself out of that and out of a bad situation sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
Depends who he
uh,
nerfs too.
Sigma's kind of like a B to me though.
Uh,
Um,
he- he's one of my favorite tanks, and I would have to
mhm,
agree that he is a B. But he's one of my
mhm,
favorite tanks. One of his ability that's just totally not utilized enough when I'm playing with other Sigmas is his ability to absorb ammo to create a
yeah,
shield on himself.
mhm,
That should never not be on cooldown. You need to pop that as much, I mean, even if it's just like, oh, there's mercy shooting at me. Pop that damn thing, man. Keep that thing going because it is super super useful. He's got a lot of utility. He's got a lot of fun things. His shield is so weak though that it's deceptive, and that's the reason I'm moving him down. Is people see his shield out and they think like, oh, we're good. We got like a Reinhardt shield ahead of us. No, it is not that strong. Uh,
yeah,
and it's way more open than a Reinhardt or Narissa shield. So I have
mhm.
to move him down to a B, but he is a lot of fun to play. I can't suggest him enough.
For sure. And then that, like you're saying that defense, that ball that he uses. If you're shooting at that black hole gets bigger.
Yeah.
So it's able to like kind of block more than just yourself. But um, yeah, he's just a B for me too.
Okay. And then let's go with the newest champ in the game. We have Echo. Where would you put Echo at?
It's so hard because she is really new to me, and I don't really know her too much. She's so soft with that like health at 150 or something, kind of like a tracer.
I think it's even worse than Tracer. Yeah, it's real bad.
Really, yeah. But her those lava balls or whatever you call them, man, that wrecks people. Um,
Yeah.
Crazy amount of damage, and then plus when you put in that beam on top of that at the same time, that's an insane move. Um, let's see, we have Sigma at B though, but I don't feel like I've ever be like, oh man, that Evo really did like really helped us in that match or anything. I
She's just not a
almost,
game changer.
yeah, she's, man, I'm kind of nervous about putting her at D because I don't know her that much, but I've never had her, as a game changer. I mean, I know she's played a lot with the Overwatch League,
Mhm.
but I just don't really see why,
Yeah,
Um,
I could see her in the
yeah,
B to C range personally.
yeah,
It,
I,
it,
yeah, yeah,
her ult can be super useful, and she has super burst, but she's so
okay,
soft that I think she's actually an hindrance to the team because I oftentimes am playing healer or tank, right? You and me both actually.
hmm,
Um, and as a healer, I find myself going out of my way to keep the Echo alive. That's hurting my team because I
yeah,
know that the Echo, when she sets up her ult, she can make an awesome move. If there's like a Reinhardt or whatever on the other team, she can do something awesome. I understand that. So in that effort to keep her alive so she can build up that ultimate as much as possible, I'm over there dropping heals on her because she's super soft and she's always skating around because every Echo thinks they have to skate around a lot. Uh, yeah, I'm thinking C now that I'm talking about it, but she does have a lot of damage. She's able to wreck tanks, which is a unique ability for her.
hmm.
I can see her at a B, maybe a C. Where are you putting her at?
Yeah, if we put her at C, then it gets me thinking like, okay, well, I think Soldier 76 is better than her. I mean, at least he could kind of heal himself and kind of hold his own. Um, his ult just obviously does insane damage. If I had to like flip flop, that would be the person I fight for. I think she's definitely more useful than a Widowmaker. I mean, depending on who's playing the Widowmaker, Wrecking Ball just is not much for me.
Yeah.
Um, but my Soldier 76, I would probably fight for to knock her down and put him up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, what do you think about Soldier 76 compared to Evo?
I think it's Echo, by the way. He keeps saying
Echo,
Evo.
sorry, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Echo.
no problem. I think she's actually more powerful than Soldier 76. She has way more burst, and
Yeah,
Soldier I think shut down kind of easy. Um,
okay.
I could see her being a C, him being a D,
But you were
but
talking about that healing though, and that's the thing that you were driving you crazy. Well, at least Soldier could kind of hold himself up a little bit.
yeah, but she's also does way more damage than so you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
have their
yeah, the
negatives and
lava
their
burst is
positives.
crazy. Yeah. Well then, yeah, definitely to me not higher than a C.
Okay. Okay, let's put her at a C then, and then let's think
Okay.
about where we're at with everybody. This is the last of the champs. This is our time to fix our mistakes. Is there
Hmm.
anybody that you think has to be moved?
I think I know you're probably like this Doomfist, right? I'm kind of like the Torbjorn. I think he's more useful than a C.
Okay.
Um, but if we had to kind of make things even, I would want to like move someone up and move someone down. You know?
Well, just being. I mean, that doesn't necessarily need to happen, but you have to compare them with everybody
Yeah, but it's kind of
that
fun
they're
though.
joining that tier. You know.
Yeah. I could see Torbjorn go up.
Okay. Boy, I definitely don't agree with that one. Okay, so you're saying Turbo going up, and you said you wanted to bring somebody down.
It just makes it more entertaining, yeah.
Okay. So who are you going to bring
Um,
down if you're going to put him up?
so if I had to make this case, because you don't think Torbjorn should be up, I think you might agree with me if I wanted to move like a Diva or a Roadhog down.
I could see moving Roadhog down. He's less useful than a Diva.
Because Torbjorn can kind of spread himself out. Now, if you put a turn on one side, you could be on the opposite side, obviously. So it kind of at least
Mm-hmm.
spreads you out a little bit. Um, and then the alt though, I like the alt though.
You could keep him at B. We don't need to move anybody down if you don't want to.
Yeah, but it's entertaining, you know.
Well, I mean, if we wanted to keep the numbers level, we just move somebody up from somebody in B. We move them up, and then I've got a choice for that.
Yeah, because we have a lot of C's, huh? Yeah, because we have an
Well,
Echo
we
in
have
there
the
as
same
well.
amount on both. We have Sigma that's a B, and then we have Echo that's a C.
True. So if we did move Torbjorn up, it would match, right? B and C.
Yeah, and they don't need to match, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I just trying to make a little competition between all these characters. I
Okay.
think Torbjorn could be up because I think he's definitely more useful than a Sombra, a Junkrat, especially Symmetra. No,
Yeah.
I could almost move Symmetra to D now that I think about it.
That's where I had her. If you're down with that, I'm gonna move her down to D.
Okay, I'm moving her down to N2.
Okay.
But then, why do you think Torbjorn should not be B?
Because he's so weak outside of his turret. His turret is so thin.
Yeah. But you got to count that as him though, in a way, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. As a like a lot of times I'm playing as an Orisa, I'm just like, well, it's not a if it's a Bastion, I'm worried. If it's a Torborn, I'm like, oh, I'll just take out his shield. I take out his turn, and I literally don't even worry about him.
Yeah, yeah. I do see like okay, so it'd be a situation kind of like a McCree where you need to create your opportunity. So I do see like to place the tank or the turret, it has to be a situational or creating your situations. Yeah, I mean, okay, okay. Who else do you have?
I Doomfist is better than a B.
Okay,
And I'm willing
who?
to drop
Okay,
Hanzo for him.
okay. So I wasn't. I think you were the Hanzo A, and I was just going with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like how, yeah, because he's better, obviously, close up too. Doomfist can wreck people. If like, I'm not gonna go up right next to a Doomfist because all he does is close combat. You know,
Yeah.
Hanzo has that ability where I like how he can shoot um multiple arrows at one time. But Hanzo also can, you know, let you know where people are at. Also, I mean, not obviously on like Widowmaker's level, but at least like close combat, let you know where everybody's at.
Yeah. Think
His
of the
ult though, like
range.
what?
Think of the range on Doomfist's ults. I mean, that thing you could come in and just stun at people in the backfield and just make a team turn around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, well, you could do Hanzo. Hanzo could be that same situation.
Hanzo's ult's fantastic. That's why I had him at
Yeah,
A. That's one of the reasons I
yeah.
had him at A. And I'm down to keep him at A. I just feel like Doomfist needs to be up as well.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
We could keep it down. So here's my thing. Here's
No,
my
no,
argument.
yeah, I know.
When
I'm
you
trying to
compete,
compare all the other bees.
yeah. So if you look at him, I mean, he's better than a Fair, in my opinion. He's definitely better than a Torbjorn, and I love playing Torbjorn. Nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
I think he's about equal with a Diva. He's better than a Doom Roadhog. Uh, I think he's actually, yeah, I think he's more than a McCree, and in an everyday situation, I think he's better than a Winston. And compared to the guys in the A, I could see him as good as a Hanzo, as good if not better than a Mercy, not as good as a Genji, same as Tracer. With the right tank, Bastion's going to beat him every time, and then not as good as a Reinhardt. So he's like right there between the two for me.
Yeah, I like him better than some of the B characters too, so I'm down to move him to an A.
Okay. All right. Any other changes you need to make?
No, I think like I don't see any other S characters though, huh? Do you see anything that?
No.
Yeah.
No, and I could be convinced to move like Moira down, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I really like her, and I think she's very useful. But when you compare it to the other, like if you compare it to a Reinhardt, it's hard to say. I don't think she's as good as a Reinhardt,
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I don't think a Reinhardt's an S because Reinhardt's definitely not as useful as the other three S's.
Yeah, I just feel like Mora is more useful because she could kind of like
Yeah,
semi go in there and do some wreck some havoc, you know.
yeah, and her ult can
Um,
change the flow of the battle too. So
yeah,
that's
I
you
think
know
yeah, she should stay as a S.
okay.
I'm okay with this. We have the Echo as a C, and then we have the Sigma as a B. I'm okay with this bunch. You know, I'm okay with
Okay,
this.
I agree with you too. I think this is it. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
have to go with this. Okay, guys. So we're saving this download image. Awesome.
Oh God, how much hate
It's
mail?
I know. Here it comes. All right. So all right, guys. That's gonna be it. Maybe we'll do some more of these tier makers. This is fun, actually. I
It
really
was
enjoyed
actually
this.
fun. Yeah.
And there's a bunch of different ones we can do. So we'll post up our tiers on all the socials and let us know what you guys. Go ahead. Let us know what we were wrong about because I know to whoever's listening to this, there was something we were wrong about. And it's a tough one. It's really tough.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will see you guys throughout the next month instead of just next week. Throughout the next month, it's going to be nuts. So much content coming your guys' way. And drop us a review. We really appreciate those reviews. It's super fantastic. And we'll see you guys later. Bye. Thank you for joining us on the Geek Freaks podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Geek Freaks Pod. We're also on Facebook, Instagram. You can email us. We have our Patreon and a store. All those links are in the description.